Okay. So Radhika is also here.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Let me just, Radhika, would you like to ask anything?
Hi, sir.
Hi,
Namaste.
Radhika. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. Uh, at this moment, I am in the state of no questions
Oh, lovely. Beautiful state.
because it's like whatever I ask, it is from my mind, and it goes on and goes on. Ultimately, it's like okay, let it happen.
Ah.
That is the stage where right now I am in. I don't know. It might change also. But
True, true.
I like sharing whatever you tell and whatever you put it on YouTube. Everything I hear, but there
Mhm.
is no further more questions. Why is that so? Why is this so?
Yeah. Well,
Because
you see that I believe that is the indication of true spiritual progress when the questions
and
begin
the
to
best
dissolve.
thing is I am not trying to tell what I know to someone else. Usually I used to do
Ah,
it, sir. So
right,
that
right,
is the
right.
main thing which is getting me peace. Or else I'll be like, okay, you should know this. Whenever someone is doing some rituals, I'll be like, why are you doing this? Do you know why are you doing? I'll be like always questioning them. Now, like if you are doing, it's okay, you do. But if they ask me to do, I'll be like, uh, it's like see if you're doing, I'll not tell you not to do. Same way it should be with me also. Don't
Ah,
force me to do. If I want, I'll do.
true,
In
true,
that
true,
state
true.
I am.
Yeah, true, true. So in a sense, it changes the nature of our relationships.
True, sir, true, sir. And I feel more love towards them, more compassion towards them these days when they're doing. Usually I used to get irritated before. Now it's like okay, maybe they are getting peace of mind from that. Let them do, it's okay.
Yeah, true, true. And again, even the other person, their defenses go down actually.
True, sir. That is 100% true.
I was speaking to someone a day before, and that person was highly resistant.
Mm.
So that person, he became so angry while having a conversation with me. And I just kept repeating the same thing. And I said that it is okay, whatever you believe, whatever you do not believe, it is perfectly okay at this stage in your life, right? It is not that I'm trying to push any belief towards you, or I'm trying to tell you that this is the way it is. Do whatever brings you peace. And by the end of that talk, he felt so light. He felt so comforted. And uh, but again, when he came to me with the resistance, and I saw that resistance dissolving. And from my end, there was no pressure on that person that you have to accept what I'm
Mhm.
saying. I said, okay, here is my concept. Now see how it works out in your life, right? Because the mind has this tendency to get entangled. Mind does not want to know peace or truth. Mind wants to be right. That
I
is,
am right. I am right.
yeah,
That is correct.
that is that is the nature of mind. Again, we are not trying to villainize the mind here. We are saying that is the
Yes,
nature of mind. We need the mind for our
exactly, sir.
daily work, yeah, daily interaction. But the thinking aspect of the mind, which brings out the worst in us, and which makes us see people in a very limited filter, that begins to dissolve with this understanding. So yes, it is good that
That's all because of you, sir.
no, no,
Because I
it is.
interacted with you so
See,
many times.
it is all. I'm just a pointer. In fact, we are all just pointers. The real puppet master is the source. It is all coming from the source. And this, I may be the channel through which this message is coming to you, and there may be other channels also through which this message comes to you. And that, I feel, itself is the grace of God. That the source puts you to sleep. The source only awakens you. So the gratitude for that, for the source, is the ultimate thing. I mean, it is the only thing that the
Yeah,
created
that is
object
true.
can do.
It's
So,
sometimes, yeah, it is true what you said because uh, there was no chance that we were selected to this path because There are so many people around, so many are suffering, and we don't had that kind of suffering even to know who am I or something like that. And yeah, truly we are blessed, and truly I could speak to you. So that
No,
is still more a blessing.
I feel it's not a one way this thing. I feel all energetic arrangements is two way, because when I see you happy, I also feel happy.
Mm.
My that's what I tell people, that it's not that the peace is one way. If people around you are unhappy, you are going to feel that. You're going to
Yes, sir.
experience that unhappiness. So I also get something out of this. I
Mm.
also get a when I see people uh, peaceful and happy, it also gives me the pleasure. So so I feel that it is perfectly okay. It's a bi-directional thing. It's not that one way. And I do not create the setup of a guru disciple thing. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
I'm not very comfortable with that. I feel that that's sort of a wall. It sort of
But
creates a wall.
this
Yeah.
this strengthening was done mainly from Ramana Maharshi also. He used to
Yes.
never tell that I was a guru. I
Yes.
am a guru
Yes.
or
Yes.
something like that. So
Yes. I remember in one of his
rare, I
talks.
feel very rare such a person is I mean alive, or such a guru is there, because usually we are like, when I teach you, I am your guru. That is what a mind usually wants to. Hmm.
Yeah. And sometimes, even I have to check myself for that, because it does happen. I get a lot of emails and all. So the moment I see myself acting like a guru, I also put myself in the check. So that is the beauty of the mind. It also put yourself in the check. And this was so beautiful when Ramana Maharishi said this. He said that it is your arrangement the way you want to see me. If you want to see me as a guru, that is how you will see me. It's up to you. But I'm not claiming here anything. In fact, there
Hmm.
was one episode, I don't know, it was David Godman or someone else who was explaining this, that there was some in Ramana Maharishi's courtyard, no, in that hall where he used to sit. They were playing music, they were chanting Ramana, Ramana. And even Ramana Maharishi started chanting Ramana, Ramana. So somebody told him, "Why are you chanting Ramana, Ramana? We are chanting for you." So I think, for me, Ramana is the consciousness, is a pure beauty,
Hmm.
the pure beauty. And
And so one more thing.
yeah, yeah,
Um, when I used to see that, this Sai Baba,
yeah.
um, not Shirdi one more
Mhm.
Sai Baba. Actually, even his way of teaching was actually the right path towards the truth. But
Yeah.
the thing was, when he did all the miracles, people wanted those material stuff rather than the truth. So when I
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
the speech, what he used to say, there are many speeches of his in YouTube news. So when I hear him, he really wants people to know the truth. But the thing is, yeah, true. No, people wants material life maybe because they want comfort. After you get full of comfort, only then you will realize there is something else. I don't want this comfort because I have everything in my life, but still there was something more which I wanted. And now I feel okay, material life is necessary, is very necessary
Yes,
in
yes.
this era. Only then you can stand by yourself, or else how can we sit
Oh,
simply? Or else our mind will be like, what for next? What for next food?
yes,
What is
yes.
my clothing? How will I see this, that, this? So
True, true. No, no, that is true. That is, mind is there for a purpose. And I say that don't declare it as evil. Mind is not
yeah.
evil, because it is only the mind which is saying that mind is evil. you know
Mm, mm.
the the thing is that, yes, you're quite right about this whole miracle thing. A lot of important teaching gets missed out because of the belief in miracles, chasing miracles.
And that mistake is done by people like us, not by the guru, actually, to say.
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
he doesn't want anything from us. He wants
Yeah.
us to be happy and at the core of our being. But you don't know how. It's like,
Yeah, it's like, again, when the ego is too much identified with its problems,
Mm.
when it is constantly living uh, in that zone of being exhausted by the mundane existence, job, family,
Mm.
finances, the never ending troubles. It wants some relief, desperate relief.
Mm.
So a miracle, a fantasy story, or something like that, which can give temporary relief, they go for it. It's like a drug, you see. So that, but the problem never goes away. The problem comes back. you know no amount of miracle is going to take away the problem. But if you examine the nature of this entity which thinks there is a problem, then what we really see is that there is not really a problem as such.
Mm.
It is simply the phenomenality. It is simply everything is arising in phenomenality. uh, you know like, just as a rudimentary example, say take stock market. Now somebody losing all their money in stock market. I knew someone who was on the verge of committing suicide because he lost a lot of money in the stock market. Thank god, mm, some people saved him. He didn't do that, and today he's quite happy. But at that time, he lost his all his earnings in the stock market. Now he blamed the stock market. But you see, the way stock market works, nobody has any control over that. You see,
Only the
it
risk
is,
management.
yeah. you know
Ultimately.
yeah.
Mm.
Eh,
I am working in that only
oh,
place. So
okay.
I know the it is kind of a thrill, it is
Yeah.
kind of a greed, and it is kind of a fear. Only these
Yes.
things work there. And
Yes.
only one thing work is not your mind, just the
Yes.
risk management and money management. And we
True.
never do that because
True.
we are
True.
very greedy.
Yeah. True. I mean, see, the thing is that that is why you have that disclaimer over every investment, right? You have that disclaimer thing that
Even for the mutual fund, they have a disclaimer.
yes, yes, true. So, we expect that, oh, once we have done that investment, oh, it's going to be all, always positive, positive, positive.
It is
But it
like when
never
you do the,
happens.
yeah, exactly. When you do the investment, you should remember it is like putting to where you'll not get, it is like insurance which you'll not claim, like
Yeah,
that kind of thing.
true, true. So, if you are wise, you will do it with the spare money, the money that you can spare, even
Yes.
if it goes away, you can, safeguard your basic investment and your living. But again, when you're too identified, when you're too scared, when you want to grow immediately at all costs, when there is a greed element of greed, then you will even sell your house and your everything and invest money over there. And again, if that crashes, then we blame god, we blame every other person.
Yes. True.
And the thing is, it's just the intensity of the situation, the intensity of emotion which produces this sense of separation, that
Mm.
what is happening, that god does not love me, that
Mm.
this is bad things are happening to me. And but once it is understood that things are simply happening because of cosmic law, and nobody has any control over that, no uh, we can generally predict, we can make general prediction based on some data. But nobody on this earth can tell you the next 20 years course of stock market or any such things like that. It is very complicated. And even life, in life situations, life is even more complicated. Relationships are even more
Yeah.
complicated.
True, sir.
Yeah. But when the separation cuts off, then it does not matter much. Again, we have daily interactions, we will have agreements, disagreements with people. But yeah, we don't have. So again, coming back to that point, the story of miracles and fantasy thinking, wishful thinking, that begins to dissolve. I was just discussing with Raj here about this, that you know uh, without experiencing suffering, we cannot actually experience the joy, the true bliss that we look for. And of life is a hard teacher. I mean, it teaches us like that. I don't know anybody who has had any spiritual insight without suffering.
Mm.
So now again, it does not mean that one has to suffer endlessly. If you are suffering endlessly, then that means there is some ego component alive over there which is propagating that suffering. But once you accept that there is no such thing as a personal suffering, that it is all happening, then you don't get entangled in it. So
Yes.
that is one thing.